Well, hello and welcome to my review of the Rough Rider Stockman. It's a Chinese treat that's tough to beat. Now this one's a long time coming. I actually got the slideshow together a while back, but I never really polished off the audio until now. If you want a quality review of several models of the Rough Riders, you got to head over to Sackett 68's channel. That's Sackett 68. Now you know you got the right guy when you hear him say, "Hey guys, Sackett back again." Now I know I butchered his intro, but it really is the sincerest form of flattery. He's got solid, no-frill reviews, and his friendly comment on my first knife review helped me get over my initial nervousness about doing these things. So listen, if you've been thinking of making a YouTube review on anything, just go ahead and do it without worrying about what other people might think. I depend on YouTube for a lot of information about stuff that I'm considering trying out, and I'd have never heard of Mora knives or Rough Rider slip joints if it wasn't for people making videos and helping others considering a purchase. So to everyone out there that's doing this type of thing, thank you. Alright, on to the review.
Okay, this is a Rough Rider Stockman, and this is an old Imperial Trade Stockman that I carried for years as a kid. And I don't really have anything else to compare it to. I'm not a real big fan of slip joints. I should rephrase that. I like slip joints, but I don't have a lot of them because I don't really have a lot of use for them, other than just to collect and admire them. You know, the reality is I like carrying Swiss Army knives a lot more than I'd carry something like this. There's a lot more functionality in a Swiss Army knife for about the same size and weight. But if you're looking for something that's traditional, a lot of fun to collect, the Rough Rider is definitely a really good option for you. I don't have any case knives, like I said, to compare it to because I really don't collect a lot of knives like this. But for I think I paid around $7.50 for this guy, and the fit and finish is really outstanding. If you were to go buy a case, I looked at comparable knives in the Case brand, and they're between, I'd say you expect to pay around $40. You might be able to find them for a little less, or you might have to pay a little more. But the reality is you can buy about 4 or 4.5 of these things for the price of one case, and the fit and finish on these are outstanding. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the slideshow.
Rough Rider pocket knives are traditional slip joint offerings made of quality materials and fitted very nicely at an amazingly low price point. Now these tools are made in China, and I'm aware of the strong feelings that are out there about Chinese knives. There's a lot of guys that fault consumers for purchasing from China. Look, this knife cost me, the end user, $7.95, and that included shipping. The nearest American equivalent, considering materials, fit, and finish, costs around $40, give or take. Now look, I'd consider purchasing an American-made Stockman if the cost was only, say, 100% more. Figure $16. Shoot, I'd even give it a second look at 200% more, around $23 or $24. But the fact is, a domestically produced pocket knife of this quality and materials costs over 300% more. You could buy 4 Rough Riders and have change left over for one American-made approximate equivalent for materials, fit, and finish. Basically put, it's cost prohibited to purchase the American-made offering to the point of loss to the Chinese slip joint. Now I'm very aware of the differences in our countries and our culture, but if we're going to be brutally honest with ourselves as manufacturers of goods, in this case a simple pocket knife, we got to ask ourselves some hard questions. I mean, how come we need so much more money for just about the same thing? And until we're able to answer those questions, Chinese-produced pocket knives are going to be in the pockets of thousands of Americans, myself included. Now, my first impression of this thing was pretty awesome. I couldn't believe the fit and finish for $7.95. It came to me very, very sharp, and the blade snapped open and shut with authority. It just felt good. Well, the steel is $4.40. That's not great, but it's reasonable for a knife at this price point, and the furniture is real bone that's been textured for a nice purchase. Now, I think the pins and some of the other guts are brass, and an unknown but quality metal caps off the bone on either side of the body of the knife. Now the blades snap in and out with authority on good springs, but I did notice some slight marring on the bedded blades caused from the tip of the open blade walking in a little bit too close when it snaps shut. Now it's a slight scratch that may get worse with some use, and it could have been avoided with a slightly better fit. However, I'm told the American offerings have this tendency as well, so it's not a really big deal on a user knife like this one. Well, the fit and finish is so good that I tried to show it by shining my Streamlight flashlight through the back of the open knife in a dark room. Now you can see the results here with very little light showing through the springs. It's certainly not scientific, but I wanted to make it very clear that the guy that put this thing together fitted up real nice, and it's the best aspect of this knife, especially at this price point. It just looks great. So if you're looking for gift knives or simply like to collect these traditional blades, then consider Rough Rider offerings. Cost aside, you're going to find it hard to find another production Stockman with better fit and finish, and if you roll in the cost, man, it can't be beat. It's a solid offering hands down, and I really like the look and the feel of the bone handles, so I plan on getting more. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and keep them coming.